10點半鐘過後，咁開始今晚嘅星期五啊，我哋呢個黑色星期五 Black Friday 嘅恐怖在線，我係潘紹聰。咁而今晚黑咧喺呢個時間裏邊啊，都預咗啦，咁啊都節目裏邊啦，會同一個朋友喺一啲長途電話上邊咧就傾一啲偈，咁同時間咧都會邀請啦嗰邊一位嘅 psychic 嘅專家，因為所謂能夠通到靈嘅朋友啦，越洋啦同我哋啲朋友就去傾下偈啦嚇，可以係解答下佢哋嘅問題嘅。咁嗰位就係 Richard 啦，咁啊其實我哋好快就會搭通嘅條線嘅説話咧，就會同嗰邊嘅朋友傾偈㗎啦。咁至於今晚黑 Edmond 咧都請嚟一位嘉賓，同我哋一齊咧就要去做下呢一個嘅測試下啦，又或者令到呢件事咧更加國際化，因為呢一位朋友嚇都係一位外國人士嚟嘅。係啦，呢位在線人咧就係阿 Brian 布偉傑先生，你好。
你好。
係啦，其實 Brian 咧我哋都見過面啦。
都幾次啦，
係啦，傾過偈咁樣啦。咁啊，今日第一次嚟到我哋呢度香港人網 My Radio 啊，係咁啊，第一次做我呢個節目嘅嘉賓。
呢個就第一次。
係啦，冇錯啦。喂，咁啊，點解今日揾阿 Brian 嚟咧？因為其實好多朋友啦，之前都聽過你講過啦，知你又係一位外籍人士，有陰陽眼咁樣啦，都同我哋分享過啲靈異上嘅經歷咁樣啦。咁我諗啊，今晚如果即係透過一個咁樣嘅 crossover，揾一位咩 artist 上嚟傾偈好咧，咁我就第一時間就其實已經諗到你啦。嗱，第一即係講英文啦，梗係講你冇問題啦嚇。咁同埋你自己都有呢方面嘅一啲 psychic 嘅一種嘅感覺啊，係咪？咁變咗可以同各位朋友就更加嚟一個即係咁樣嘅對話咧，好貼切啊！我覺得會係咁樣。你自己以前喺外國啦，有冇去接觸過一啲所謂呢方面嘅專家？
呢個就冇乜接觸過，
冇嘅，
係啊，
即係冇揾佢睇下呢啲問題啊咁冇嘅，但係好多㗎係咪？即係其實係
呢個都好多，
係咯，
係啊，
即係通街通巷都有多嘅psychic嘅預言家啊，咁啊只要走上去，一方面佢可以睇下塔羅又得啦，係嘛？又或者佢可以 read 下你攞啲嘢出嚟俾佢感受下咁樣，亦都係可以咁樣。係啊，但係你信唔信嘅咧？你自己本身對呢方面？
嗰陣時喺美國就唔係話好信嘅。但係而家就會比較信，
因為你見到好多啲靈。
係啊，係啦，即係見嘅嘢就多咗啦。係咯，我睇嘅嘢就闊咗，所以就會信
啲啦。好，嗱一陣呢，我哋都會有兩位嘅現場嚟嘅聽眾朋友啦，咁亦都之前 email 咗俾我啦，就好想試下嚇感受下 Richard 嘅呢方面嘅靈力啊，所以就邀請咗我哋上嚟，一陣間就會開咪，就問一問佢哋嘅問題㗎。好啦，長途電話已經接通咗㗎啦，咁啊喺呢度咧亦都介紹咧，就係喺溫哥華嗰方面啊，一位嘅靈異節目主持啊。好啦，就係 Gary 嘅，喂 ，hello， 陳日君，
潘紹聰你好，
聽唔聽到啊？好清楚係嘛？
聽到。
OK， 嗱咁啊，星空奇談咧，相信好多香港嘅一啲網友咧都會聽過呢個節目噶咯，都相當出色，我知道都。
多謝大家支持啦，
係咪啊？
糾正少少先，我哋係多倫多呢邊。
對唔住啊 ，OK， 係多倫多啊 ，OK， 好啦，多倫多 ，OK， 嗱咁阿 Gary 都做咗好耐啦，呢個靈異節目主持都
10個年頭㗎啦。
係啦，其實大家不相伯仲啊。
係啊，
係啦，
我哋都係向呢個靈異。
冇錯。嗱，我記得我之前咧喺電台咧就仲係叫恐怖熱線嘅時候咧，我哋都互相傾過一次偈啦，就係希望我哋即係節目裏邊有啲 crossover 做到啦。咁結果今日咧，我哋真係試咗第一次啦，都可以咁講啦。
首先多謝你俾個機會啦，兩岸可以有啲交流。係，冇錯。係啊。咁啊，希望今日咧能夠俾各位聽眾啦一個難忘嘅經歷，如果開心嘅話，陸續有嚟。係啦，
一個新鮮感啦。嗱，Gary，我又介紹我現場一個嘉賓俾你認識先。好。咁我唔知你嗰邊有冇得租帶啊，或者而家唔會租帶㗎啦，就應該可能會喺網上邊啊，即刻睇到啲電視劇㗎啦。咁咧就係同事三分親裏邊嘅一位阿一哥啊，阿 Brian 喺度啊，你傾下偈先啦，又打個招呼啊。
Hello， 一哥
Brian。Hello，Gary 你好。
你好，嗱，其實咧我哋都唔會對你陌生㗎啦。點解咧？因為咁啱得咁巧咧，呢邊咧嘅中文電視咧最近咧就係每一晚都會睇到同事三分親嘅。
我都知嘅，我有啲朋友喺嗰邊就呢排打電話俾我話，哇，好似睇到你嘅電視節目啊，恭喜你啊！
哦，係咩？咁我嚟緊，我聽晚嘅節目亦都可以代你同佢哋 say 個 hi 啊！
好啊，
係咪同時間睇到㗎啦？已經都基本上。
我哋有少少 delay 嘅，
有少少 delay
咗一年啦。
OK， 係因為你都拍咗好耐㗎。係啊 ，OK。
但晚嘅時間咧，即係好似例如香港嗰啲嘅 prime time 時間咁樣。
好啦，嗱咁啊打個招呼之後咧，咁啊今晚咧即係呢位主角都應該出場噶咯。咁啊 Gary 嗰邊係咪已經接通咗阿 Richard 嘅電話啦？已經
咗啦。Okay, so we would like to introduce Richard. Richard, say hi to everybody from Hong Kong.
你好。
Hi, Richard. How are you?
Hello, Richard.
It's wonderful today.
Okay.
So I'd like to introduce on the other side, we have Edmund, and we have our special guest from TVB, Brian. So.
Yep.
I'm absolutely ready for them.
Okay, Richard 話佢已經好啦。
喂，嗱，首先想講講呢個題目先啦。我想問下 Richard 啊，即係會唔會信？因為大家都知啦嚇，今日就呢個黑色星期五啊 ，Black Friday。其實我想問下，即係個 psychic 嘅專家，即係點樣睇呢一日呢個黑色星期五嘅先？即係有冇特別嘅感應會係點樣咧？會唔會有呢方面唔同嘅嘢啦嚇？其實。
So Richard, Emma would like to ask you a questions to start our program tonight. So today is Black Friday, right?
Right.
Do you think is there any special meaning hidden?
That's something that I've always questioned myself. I think that there's probably a story that goes, way back, but I really don't see any special significance in it myself. That's just me, the approach that I take toward it. But with a lot of people, it's a very, very big superstition.
咁啊，知道佢都話咧，即係呢個黑色星期五都流傳咗好耐啦。好多坊間都好多傳言咁樣啦，咁但係有啲人可能會比較迷信咧，會比較覺得星期五黑色星期五一定有啲事件發生。不過我哋唔好理坊間傳言啦，我哋今日黑色星期五做呢一個兩岸嘅一個通靈會咧，都已經好夠事啦。
絕對係啦，嗱，我哋香港差唔多過啦，咁啊基本上都冇咩事發生啊，除咗今日天氣麻麻地啦。好啦，我想問 Brian 啊，你自己有冇即係去留意呢個黑色星期五嘅嘢㗎？
其實冇乜特別啦，我都係即係由細到大都啲人成日講話Friday the 13th 小心啲啊，但係其實我由細到大冇乜特別影響嘅。但係其實我近排睇 Discovery Channel，我先至見到歷史上邊點解啲人會留意呢個日子，但係成個故仔我唔記得，好似同啲天主教有關係嘅。係啊，嗱呢個再查下啲歷史啦。好啦，咁啊開始咗我哋今日嘅話題啦。咁啊亦都即係可能好多朋友都想知究竟係 Richard 點解有呢方面嘅能力咁樣咧？咁不如我哋即係同 Richard 傾下先啦，好嘛
？Well, okay. Richard, they will ask you, like, how did you get your psychic power?
Well, with me, it was something that I grew up with. I mean, why are only some people great chefs, even though everybody can cook? I think it's because ever since, they were very, very small, they wanted to be in the kitchen. It's the same principle. Ever since I was small, that's all I wanted to do. It was all I was interested in. I grew up with it, and I had the advantage of having some very good teachers. And I've been going now professionally for 24 years.
Okay. Richard 所講啦，其實即係佢好似其他人咁啦，一啲比較呢個係一個與生俱來嘅能力啦，即係佢話有啲人天生可能係煮嘢比較叻啲嘅，咁啊佢成為一個好出色嘅廚師啦。咁啊 Richard 喺呢方面咧就即係有24年嘅呢一個嘅能力㗎啦。咁亦都佢曾經可能係跟過一個大師啦，咁就能夠令到喺呢方面咧比較發揮得比較出色嘅。
咁Brian有啲咩可以同阿 Richard 傾下咧嚇？
係啦，我直接用英文。
係啦，冇錯。
Richard, one of the reasons I've been brought on to the show, I worked with Edmund a couple times before because I have also the ability to see into the spirit world. Seeing ghosts is a regular occurrence for me, and so I agree. It's something that just happens when you're young and you kind of grow up with. Although I've never spent I haven't spent as much time and effort at it as you have, but for me also it just comes naturally.
Yeah, and that's the way it always does happen. Everybody has it, but again, I'll use the same example with cooking. Everybody can cook, even though some people can't boil eggs. Yes, and it's what you put into it, and there's so many things that can make or break a difference between whether or not you have the potential to go beyond just mere intuition.
嗱，啱啱 Richard 所講咧，即係我聽到 Brian 講咧，即係 Brian 其實佢都有啲可能比較與眾不同嘅一啲特別能量啦，係咪？ Richard 都講話其實每個人都會有嘅，即係可能只不過你發掘咗佢未嘅啫。OK， 咁所以咧就係話可能如果你可能有啲事件發生，或者你會突然間發覺你自己有呢啲比較強嘅能量嘅時候，如果你再好發掘佢出嚟，或者係去再加以去練嘅話咧，咁可能亦都會有一種即係類似 Richard 咁樣與生俱來嘅能量咯。
係，其實咧我哋都知咧，即係每一個人嚇基本上都有一啲咁樣嘅靈力嘅，只不過可能咧就係因為你一路成長過後啦，咁有好多嘢就因為掩蓋咗呢樣嘢，咁變咗你嘅靈力咧就唔夠強咯開始嚇。咁但係如果有啲人佢哋可以就再培訓嘅説話咧，佢係可以標一翻呢樣嘢出現㗎。好。係啊，咁其實咧可以講下俾你聽，即係嗱，我哋都作為喺呢邊我哋作為都係靈異節目嘅主持啦，即係或者可以講俾你聽點解我機緣巧合會喺咁多人海茫茫之中揾到 Richard。好啊。Okay，Richard，I'm going to tell Edmund like how we met。OK。
嗱，其實咧我哋即係呢度做靈異節目咧，都不停去做好多資料搜集㗎。咁喺西方社會咧，佢哋有一啲嘅 fair， 即係有一啲嘅展覽咁樣咧。咁佢好得意嘅就係俾一啲嘅 psychic 啦，即係或者我哋中文叫靈媒啦，就去做一啲佢哋擺一啲自己嘅booth 啦咁樣嘅。咁嗰次咧，我哋就去呢一個嘅即係一個 psychic fair 啦。咁其實裏邊咧都幾得意嘅，見嘅嘢都幾即係幾大開眼界。咁有好多朋友會用唔同嘅方法，例如用茶葉啦，咁你都聽過。係啦，咖啡占卜啦，咁有啲直情係一啲通靈學會嘅人啦，佢可以定期一啲嘅通靈嘅一啲嘅即係一啲嘅 gathering 咁啦，係啦，咁或者你寫啲字，佢應該睇到你嘅前生今世啊，各樣。咁點解我揀到 Richard 咧？就係話嗱，我哋中國人好多時候咧都需要，譬如話你去睇嘅話，要講時辰八字啊，係咪？係啊，或者占卜都要用簽筒啊，或者用個龜殼咁樣。即係點都有啲中間媒體啊。係啦，即係有透過個媒體。咁但係嗰次我去睇佢嘅時候咧，即係去見咁樣同佢傾偈啦。咁首先咧，最令我覺得去矚目嘅咧，就係其實喺多倫多呢邊咧，喺30萬人裏邊選咧，曾經連續3年成為多倫多最佳靈媒，即係最準嘅，會唔會係咁樣嘅意思？可能係啊，最準啦，係啦。咁佢哋有個選嘅方法係啦，最準嘅、最佳嘅。咁啊，由30萬人都唔係少噶啦。係啦。咁我哋就即刻即係哇，好矚目啊！咁跟住咧，咁坐低同佢傾，咁我發覺好得意喎，佢完全唔需要攞我任何嘅資料，因為需要一物件跟咗我，起碼有1年以上，越來越好。咁佢淨係攞嗰物件嘅時候，就講咗2樣關於我嘅嘢，一樣關於工作，一樣關於我嘅感情，好簡單嘅啫。咁因為我拍檔識咗我10幾年㗎，咁佢一講，佢基本上已經知道佢講中晒我嘅嘢。咁之後我哋應該嚟到我哋嘅節目啦，就做咗幾次同聽眾，淨係用佢哋嘅音，用佢哋嘅波頻，佢就可以講到好多關於呢個聽眾想知嘅問題。嗱，我相信好多聽眾都想問啊，即係究竟點解淨係可以用個聲音個波頻就可以了解到一個人嘅嘢咧？其實呢個即係個原因係咩啦嚇？主要係Richard, they would like to ask, like, how we can do the phone-in section by just listening to audience voice vibration. How does it make it?
Well, it's because your voice is still your vibration. So, because you're giving me a specific area to focus on over the telephone, I'm still focusing on a question. So whether or not the person is actually in front of me really doesn't make a difference because I'm still focusing on the question. That's why when you're on the radio, you have to give me an area of focus. 即係佢所講咧，因為其實佢好多時候咧，佢當佢想作一啲fortune telling 嘅嘢嘅時候咧，佢集中嘅注意，佢係會有一種影像嘅。咁所以好多時我哋透過電話咧，佢基本上聽你把聲嘅時候，用你個波頻咧，佢基本上已經感應到好似成個人坐喺佢面前咁樣。咁所以嗰個集中力咧係仲專注咗。定係聽個聲音，咁佢基本上其實聲音即刻可以顯現到個畫像咁樣咯。OK。嗱咁啊，既然咧，即係阿 Richard 係一個即係 psychic power 咁強嘅人啦，咁亦都原來我知道佢即係見過好多靈體嘅啦，基本上啊，即係我反而都想問阿 Richard 啦嚇。係。How many ghosts do you encounter before? Can you count on it? 我唔知可唔可以答到呢一個問題啊！真係。我睇下有幾多次係啊。So Richard, can you count? Like how many? Count experience. You've got to understand, in over 24 years, I've worked with over 20,000 people. So I don't actually know if I could count. I mean, you're asking me to remember back almost a quarter of a century. But, we'll say in the last year. I don't think it would be, I don't think it would be unfair to say, maybe between, I'll say at least 10. So for the last year, real ghosts. A lot of times people think there's ghosts, but they're not. So I'd say 10 over the last year.
So one more question for you, Richard. I'm sure many of the audience would like to ask, do you see ghosts?
Sometimes I do, yes.
But is it 24 hours, 7 days a week?
No. Ghosts can, appear to people, and that's fine. Sometimes that happens. But in order to be able to tune into spirit properly, you really have to be in an altered state. So in order to take your mind into that state where you can tune into spirit, etc., and feel, I'd have to be walking around the street like a space cadet. No, it's not like you just see them all over all the time. Or for me anyway, everybody's different. OK， 咁即係阿 Evan 咧，佢話20幾年咧都見過好多次，即係如果佢話每次去數嘅話，可能佢都未必
都能搞。
咁但係起碼有10次以上啦。OK。咁但係佢又唔會同一啲好似話陰陽眼嘅朋友咁啦，咁佢可能唔係話即係全天有24小時，一個星期7日都見到嘅。咁但係可能佢當要專注運用嗰個力量嘅時候咧，咁嗰個機會會大啲咯。
我諗反而呢個 Brian 會多啲啊，呢個次數係嘛？因為 Brian 真係陰陽眼㗎嘛，即係比較係啊，會容易見到多啲啊呢個情況啊。
So Richard, you know what? Brian has sixth sense.
Yeah. For me, it's luckily I can turn it off or turn it on, but whenever I want to look into that space, I can see them quite easily.
好容易見到啊，反而係啊。好啦，嗱，我哋咧就喺呢個對話之中咧，大概了解咗 Richard 啦。咁好啦，咁啊，我哋直接嚟一啲問題嘅時間噶咯嚇。咁啊，當然啦，第一時間梗係要揾阿 Brian 啦。你啲咩問題想問阿 Richard 先？你自己有咩問題先
？Question time, Richard. Actually, I'd like to ask about romance, if you don't mind.
Yes, that's his strength.
Very good.
Yes, relationship.
Okay, that's
romance. Now this is for Brian.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
We start our reading session now.
Right. It feels. Actually, it kind of feels to me like Brian has had the same luck as I have from time to time. He may be asking the blind to lead the blind. Let me. I feel. To tell you the truth, Brian, I don't know if I see anything permanent for you until next year, 2009.
Okay.
But I feel that this is the year of opportunity. Okay. I feel unfinished business with somebody from your past.
Okay.
It could be something you're coming out of, or it could be something that you came out of that still has to be finished.
Right.
And I feel that coming right around almost exactly, you know what, we're going to say almost exactly 12 months. We're going to say summertime 2009. I see with somebody. Now, she also looks Asian. It's hard for me to tell where she's from. I mean, it's easy to assume Chinese.
Right.
But she has Asian features. And I know that she's not here now. So she's probably somebody that even lives there. But by this time next year, you're going to be together for some reason.
Okay.
Evan 啊，咁樣啦，我哋我陣間我哋問曬所有問題先問翻啊，究竟嗰個即係準確性
係冇錯。
我簡單翻嚟嘅啦，即係講緊阿 Brian 啊，或者 Brian 陣間可以補充翻，如果我講唔夠足。咁佢話咧，即係如果講話即係關係嚟講咧，暫時未睇到有一個係好 permanent， 即係好長久嘅一段關係，直至09年可能係夏天嘅時間。咁因為咧好多時候我都講 Richard 佢係 visualize 嘅，個影像化嘅，因為佢未去過中國或者香港，咁所以有陣時佢唔會好清楚喺邊個地方出現，除非佢去過嗰個地方，佢一定話俾香港、澳門啊、珠海咁樣。咁所以佢會話，即係可能個女仔都係 assume 佢係假設佢係一個即係一個亞洲人咁樣咯。咁或者阿 Brian 點睇啊？即係可以補充，我哋點睇一陣間先講，係補充下。
有冇咩補充先？
其實我有啲同意，因為我都有一個朋友 都早幾個月就介紹另一個香港嘅有啲 psychic power 嘅，咁佢都同我講咗同類嘅説話嘅，係話你而家拍緊拖嘅女朋友咧就唔係你將佢老婆，但係你要留意你身邊3個好有錢嘅女仔，就其中一個就會係嘅。
哇，好有錢添啊！你講到，哇，開心啊！
但係
你有3個喎，可唔可以留翻一啲 keep 住？
係啦，阿 Gary 一個，我一個。
但最好笑咧就係即係錢對我嚟講唔係咁重要，係啦，呢樣嘢我唔係好重視嘅。
好啦，咁啊，可能你第二個問題，咁我可以簡單講翻少俾 Richard。就 Richard。Yeah, actually, he's kind of agree because he has met another psychic from Hong Kong. Probably he said the same thing as you said. So I think the key point is the one he's being with right now is not permanent.
No, it's not a thing. It's not unfinished. It's something that he has to finish. But that's probably by Christmas, and then next summer he's with his permanent partner.
Okay, 出年啦. So you mean like summer of 2009, right?
Yes.
His Miss Right will be coming to him.
Well, maybe depending on the day, Mrs. Right. Yes, definitely.
好啦，留意住下。嗱咁啊，好啦，一陣間我哋或者先再去翻 Brian 個問題上邊啦。而家咧就即刻揾我哋一位聽眾嚟啦，好唔好？嗱，呢位聽眾咧，其實佢本身咧我都認識咗佢一段時間啦。佢今次甚至乎喺澳門過嚟啊，搭船嚟添啊。咁就係 Ann 啊，Ann 打個招呼先好嘛，同啲聽眾。
Gary 你好，大家好。
同埋係啦，好咁啊 Ann 咧其實都有啲喺感情上嘅問題想問係嘛？好啦，你講啊，你用係啦中文講出嚟唔得。
我想問關於一啲
大聲啲，要大聲啲。
我想問關於一啲我感情嘅事，纏繞咗我20幾年㗎啦。
係點樣咧？
我結咗婚20幾年，但係同我先生分開咗10幾年啊。但係佢講過好多次話要離婚，但係跟住佢講下又唔做，講下又唔做，我唔知佢究竟想點咯。
即係拖咗好耐。
係啊。
你而家嘅問題最想主要，我諗我哋精準啲就係話你其實你想知啲乜嘢咧？
我想
知啲乜嘢你唔知道嘅咧？
我想知道係咪真係可以同佢分開到啦
Okay, Richard, we have another guest.
Okay.
Her name is Ann.
Okay.
She's from Macau. Okay. So her question is, she has been suffered from her marriage for over 20 years. The problem is she has been with her husband for over 20 years, but they separate for over 10 years.
Right.
So she would like to know right now whether they can work out or not, or she can just forget about it, let it go, or what happened on her husband's side.
Right. Quite honestly, myself personally, I don't know that I see it working out.
佢睇唔到你哋可以得嘅。
But I almost feel like there's a certain part of it. I really don't see it as being a marriage anymore, to tell you the truth. But when I say that, I'm talking about feelings on the inside. Like maybe she still might be hanging on to the idea of marriage, but I really don't see him being her husband, if that makes any sense. I don't get a warm feeling about it. I don't get... I really feel that probably by 2010 it should be over for good.
So everything should be finished, right?
Yeah.
OK 嗱，佢就睇到咧，就係話其實咧，你哋嘅婚姻咧，佢覺得已經係名存實亡㗎啦。OK， 咁但係喺到2010年嘅時候咧，應該咧可能好多千絲萬縷解決唔到嘅問題咧，都會解決㗎啦。到其時2010年。So Richard, do you see what happened with her husband? Is he seeing a third party or another woman or something like that?
To tell you the truth, I do see him with somebody.
嗱，唔好意思啊 ，Ann， 我八卦啲，我幫你問。
佢幫我問咗個問題
係啊，咁即係我問佢，即係究竟你令到你哋嘅婚姻唔成功，有咩原因啦？咁佢話即係好老實不客氣咁講，佢話佢見到你嘅老公其實應該係見緊呢個第三者嘅。
你知唔知咧？其實
我知唔知第三者好多謝？
好多謝OK，
我哋唔知道你任何背景嘅，所以佢即刻感覺到咁講咯。
咁但係點都可以喺一個日子裏邊搞掂嘅一件事係嘛？
係咁Richard, she said that her husband is seeing a woman, but not just one, many.
Yeah, well, and this is precisely my point. He's the type of person who thinks about himself and not about her. Mm-hmm. So she's hanging on to somebody that, even though it may still be a marriage, he's not a husband, if that makes any sense.
Okay, so is there any chance that Anne will be meet another good man in the near future?
Yes. I know that she's going to meet somebody else, but I mean, the reason she hasn't met anybody else is because she's still not emotionally available because she's hanging on to marriage.
Okay, I see.
That's going to change in 2010.
Okay, 嗱，所以咧Anna， 咁Richard 咧即係話因為情感上咧，可能你仲有好多心結咧未解開，所以你仲係喺呢段婚姻上邊咧糾纏咗，即係黐住咗未解決到。咁其實咧，你都會有機會遇到你另外一半嘅，但係一定要等2010年嘅時候，當你呢個同你嘅先生嘅感情瓜葛咧告一段落咧，你先可以咯。暫時嚟講，你未 ready， 係思想上、情感上都未 ready。得唔得？仲有冇補充添啊？關於你呢段冇清唔清楚 ？OK 清楚。OK 啦嘛。係啊係。好啦。問㗎。嚇 ？OK。可以問㗎。係你都可以嗱，如果你仲可以俾你問多題。
咁我想問下，假如我第日真係有第二個感情，咁會唔會長久嘅咧
？Richard, she would like to know if she get another relationship in the near future. Would it be a permanent? Would it be a good one?
Yes, she takes her relationships very, very seriously, and I know that the minute another relationship comes along, it's not going to be a light one.
Okay. 佢話係會嘅。因為佢知道你對用情係好認真嘅一個人嚟嘅，係咪啊？你係咪咁樣嘅？係。咁佢話你好 seriously 嘅，咁所以佢係睇到係正面嘅。係。OK 得唔得
？OK 得，唔該晒。
好清楚啦嘛，好啦 ，OK 嗱 Ann 好啦，咁而家嗱呢個位置咧就要交俾另一位我哋嘅聽眾嚇。好啦，咁阿 Gary 啊，嗱我哋咧呢個時間亦都有另一位嘅聽眾朋友啦嚇。好啦，咁佢寫咗個網名野男出嚟啊，野男。好啦，我就叫 Richard 睇下佢嘅真名係乜嘢。OK 嗱，佢有兩條問題，咁而其中一條問題都牽涉咗一啲可能同靈異有關嘅事件啦。咁打個招呼先啊，野男 ，Hello， 係大家好。OK， 好啦，阿野男。Another guest. Okay. It's kind of hard for me to translate it in English, so we just call him Lamb.
Actually, he, in addition to his Chinese name tag, he also wrote it in English. He wrote Beast Boy. 係啊，佢亦都寫咗個名喺度啊。好啦，阿野男，你可以自己問嘅咯。Hi Richard. Hi, thank you. Can you hear? Can you hear?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you for your time. My question is, my father passed away for years, but I still feel he's around sometimes. Is that him, or is there something else, or I just overreact?
Well, and you know what? This is very common. That's what we do is we wait for our loved ones a lot of times. I do feel that he's with you. I feel a very, very strong presence. It is an older male. Okay, I'm assuming that that's your father. And but I feel him now. Oddly enough, I feel him mostly in your bedroom around your home. So it may be that maybe because sometimes when we sleep we're in altered states of consciousness too. So it may just be that that's where he feels closest to you. Okay. But I do know that.
So Richard, can you tell me more about how his father looks like? Appearance description. Right.
He's well, it's hard for me to tell features to you. Like to me, he looks like he has Asian features. You know what I mean? But he's
tall, sharp.
Well, I'm not seeing somebody tall. I'm seeing somebody with a very, very strong face. Mm-hmm. Okay? Very strong face. Very his gaze too. It's something very, very intense about his eyes.
Okay. 野男啊，因為咧，我其實留咗一樣嘢講俾阿 Edmund 聽，因為咧 Richard 有一樣好強嘅能力咧。我哋幾次請佢上嚟節目啦，佢都能夠喺聽眾冇問佢嘅情況之下咧，佢能夠話俾佢聽，你有啲咩靈體跟住你。哦 ，OK。係講埋好多時講埋佢點樣樣啦，幾高幾大啦個 feature 點樣，同埋佢係咩原因死亡嘅。咁所以我都問佢你究竟嘅爹哋係點樣？咁佢睇到佢真係好。即係眼神啊，或者係一個比較可能係咪比較 strong feature， 即係比較 man 嘅一個男性咁樣嘅。
Yeah, his face quite sharp and was quite high.
咦，係咁樣喎，係嘛？咁就佢而家即係仲喺阿野男身邊出現。
係啦，佢話好多時候喺房出現。係。咁野男其實會唔會有陣時你瞓覺特別佢經常會入你個夢啊，或者你喺房見過佢咧？
反而就冇，所以但係有啲有時有啲特別嘅感覺會 feel 到咯。
有咩感覺咧？
有次就係話啱啱佢嘅死忌啦，咁就其實我唔醒起嘅，咁但係突然之間嗰日咧，嗰晚我開嘢，咁就突然間 feel 到啲耳鳴啊，咁就塊面一邊咧就會好熱 ，OK， 咁啱啱有隻飛蟲啦，突然間飛過嚟喎，咁就我即係以為係啲飛蟲，普通飛蟲啦，咁但係但係有 feeling 就係話好似係我爸爸，咁我話如果係我爸爸，咁你就飛埋我隻手度啦，咁真係飛咗過嚟 ，OK， 咁就唔喐就唔喐嘅，咁我就即係。係嗱 ，Evan 啊，等我大膽啲試下問阿 Richard， 等佢知唔知道？你唔好話俾我聽啊！我等我睇佢知唔知道 sense 唔 sense 到，即係隔咗咁遠啦，去睇到佢究竟佢個死亡嘅原因。Richard， so Nam said he hasn't really seen his father's spirit, but just few weeks ago he can feel that his father was really close to him. So, Richard, can you tell the reason of that, of his father?
Quite honestly, I'm not clear on that right now. Okay, but it could be. Like, I mean, spirits are kind of funny that way. Like, sometimes they'll reveal things and sometimes they won't. You know, it all depends on. It depends on a whole number of things. I mean, sometimes, and I mean, you've seen me here. Sometimes I get it right on too, but for some reason, I'm not as clear this time. So I'd rather just leave that one alone until it becomes a little more clear.
OK， 唔緊要，我哋繼續傾嗱，因為咧，佢有好多時，佢即係你知道今次嘅始終隔得遠啲啦。咁佢有陣時會知，有陣時會唔知。咁佢都坦白嘅，佢話暫時佢未睇到。
嗱，不如咁啊，阿野男都可以講嘅係嘛？
咁就其實我爸爸就食煙啦，食得好勁嘅以前就後生，咁就腦就其實戒咗嘅，咁但係最後佢都係有好多病啦，即係副病啦、心臟病啊、血糖啊嗰啲好多病啦，咁最後都係過唔到啦。
即係種原因㗎啦，
好多病。
OK， 好，咁即係起碼呢件事上邊都證實咗，真係話爸爸仲喺度啦，咁樣睇到啦。好，你仲有一條問題係咪？
係啊。
OK， 好，可以嚟啦。
I've been working in the company for years, but I feel not a little bit desperate in the future. So, would there be any breakthrough if I make a change?
So, Richard, do you hear?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking that I don't see any changes between now and September. So it feels like the same place over the summer. It feels like opportunities are actively starting to come your way for some reason in between October and February. So it could be coming into next spring that you have a chance to make like a big switch. But you're not the only one. I feel a little bit of volatility around you in general with the people that you work with. So it could be that there's going to be a few people making changes at some point.
Okay. Is that positive change or negative?
Very positive change.
Okay.
Right now, where you are is starting to affect your sleep patterns, and for some reason, I don't feel that you're getting restful sleeps anymore. So I feel it's going to be a much more positive change for you, because it's not going to be affecting you physically with all the stress.
Richard, so would it be his next move? Would it be a same industry, or is it totally another thing?
That's a very, very good question. I feel that it'll be something related but different at the same time, so both answers are true. But it's not going to make sense until after October.
OK， 咁佢話即係你9月、10月咧，其實就會有一個新嘅機會嘅。咁啊，到出年嘅時候咧，你機會會落實嘅。咁因為暫時睇到你咧喺你現在嘅工作裏邊咧，好有壓力，同埋好似一個沉睡狀態嘅，即係冇乜，你都沒精打采嘅做到咁樣咯。咁佢話你嘅新工作基本上咧都係會類同你而家做緊嘅行業嘅，會類似，可能會有少少即係具體上面有少少轉變咧，但係可能裏邊嘅性質上面咧都係比較類似嘅。其實係咪咁啊，野男？你而家嘅情況？
冇錯。
定係向好嘅話，件事係
好嘅，好嘅，好嘅嚟嘅。
好，答唔答到你有兩個問題
？Just either change in the same company or another company.
Okay.
No, this is something that's a different company.
一間新公司嚟嘅。
得唔得
？Thank you.
For some reason, I feel it's going to involve a little bit of travel as well.
可能最需要係你嘅新工作可能要飛嚟飛去喎，可能。
係啦。好冇？
你而家嘅工使唔使飛嚟飛去㗎？
而家唔使。但係一個國際性公司啦，咁所以就如果係真係轉開有機會嘅，同多啲其他公司接觸其他。
問多你少少嘢啦，其實咧，你頭先佢講過咧，其實你而家個公司係咪有其他同事咧，都可能同你一樣有啲想離職嘅諗法啊？
絕對係。
頭先講過啦，佢話即係佢話佢見到你身邊有其他嘅同事咧，都可能都係有一個想離嘅有離之心。咁其實即係個實質都係㗎，係嘛？
冇錯。
哇！犀利喎，冇問都可以答得出喎，真係。係啊。OK。
你哋啲問題又尖又尖啊！好多時咧，我呢邊啲聽眾咧，佢問一個好直接，但係好少資料俾佢嘅啫。係。佢就會講㗎啦。即係周邊嘅嘢都可以講埋出嚟啊！咁樣。係啊，我哋唔緊要，第一次我哋慢慢嚟。係啦，冇錯，等可能有機會大家認知到呢個方式嘅説話咧，遲啲就緊要啦。係咁追住嚟問啊，真係。好啦，咁啊野男唔該晒你啦。OK。好嗱，好啦，阿 Gary，嗱咁我哋聽眾嘅部分咧就暫時咧就可以到呢度為止咁樣啦。咁當然啦，我哋今日就有嘉賓啦，就係 Brian 啦。其實 Brian 到而家為止咧，即係我會 feel 到 Richard 嗰種嘅 psychic power，feel 到係嘛 ？feel 到係啊！你自己有冇呢類型嘅忽然間嘅感覺嘅咧？突然間會唔會有嘅咧？
我有嘅。當然係冇 Richard 咁強嘅，但係我會 feel 到嘅。係啊，
你 feel 到會好似即係答到人哋嘅問題咁樣嘅，會係啊，都得嘅。我譬如人哋問我問題，我未必答到。OK， 但係即係有啲咁嘅 presence， 咁嘅靈魂，好似 Richard 咁強嘅，佢咁遠我都 feel 到佢而家喺我哋身邊咁樣。
俾我大膽問個問題啊，或者 So Richard,
yes,
we're done with two invited audience. And we're back to Brian.
Okay.
So he's just sharing with us about his own psychic power, something like that. So can you see anything around, any spiritual thing around Brian? Or can you feel anything, and can you tell me more about how come he has that kind of power?
Well, Brian, interestingly enough, actually has masters around him. Mm-hmm. He may have even carried them from another lifetime. Because from lifetime to lifetime, we can have similar vibrations. It could be that in his last life he, was some type of psychic master that way or something too. But he's got spirits that he carries with him from one or two lifetimes, and some of them are Asian, some of them aren't. Mm-hmm. But it's mostly he's got very, very strong guides. And I do feel that Brian can be very in tune with his sensitive side as well, and that always helps. Because of course it's really what we say your feelings, that's the core of your intuition.
One challenging question for you, Richard. Do you feel any spiritual around in the studio right now?
我都知你會問呢樣嘢㗎啦。
You know what? Mm-hmm. There's an older man hanging around the studio. There's an older man with you two right now. And whoever he was, I feel he had something wrong. I don't know if it's some kind of cancer or what it is, and I'm not sure if Brian knows who that is, or if that's somebody connected to you, Gary.
Okay.
But there's an older man standing there with you.
嗱，佢話咧，你Evan， 你知我問乜嘢？係啊。頭先我問，憑佢嘅 psychic power 喺加拿大呢邊能夠 feel 唔 feel 到你哋嗰邊嘅直播室有冇啲靈？咁佢即刻講咗佢話有見到有個老地嘅人。係可能係喺你哋嗰度出現緊嘅，係死於癌症嘅。嗱，我哋可以同阿班，不然你 feel 唔 feel 到啲嘢？
都 feel 到，我冇 focus 到咁犀利，但係
即係都有少少，你覺得有啲咁樣嘅能量出現咗咁樣。哇！我唔知啊，因為我嚟咗呢度都係大約個零月咋呢個位置，我唔知道有冇人曾經係因為咁而離開過定係點樣啦。
你bypass都唔出奇嘅，即係可能係路經都唔出奇。
OK。
I'd like to clarify something. You mean that old man died with cancer? Is on their side or on my side?
That's what I'm having a hard time telling.
Okay.
But I think it might have been in his stomach or his chest area because he's got his hand like right near his heart.
So you're not sure whether it's on my side or on their side, right?
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
咁樣，咦？咁又唔知喎 ，Gary 係嘛？
係㗎，都係咯。因為點解咁我咁問咧？因為因為其實我俾之前一啲嘅即係唔係佢啦，一啲其他嘉賓咧睇過。咁有啲都話我有靈體跟住㗎，係咪？咁因為我有一個即係我爹哋咧都係一個肺癌離開世界，咁所以啱啱講話，我就問清楚。
你驚會就係你嗰邊啊？反而
喺個心口啊或者胃嗰部分嗰個即係嗰個癌嘅部位咁樣就係。清楚。
但係咧，我嗱都知道啦，阿 Richard 上過你嘅節目啦，亦都去過你嘅直播室啦，係咪？係啦，咁但係當時佢有冇講佢呢一番嘅説話咧？
我從來冇問過佢，從來冇問過。從來我哋嘅 focus 都係擺聽眾同埋烽煙嗰啲朋友，咁我從來佢。咁但係因為今日咧，我同佢係唯一一次，因為佢今日有啲事唔能夠嚟到我呢邊電台啦，咁所以今日唯一一次我同佢都係隔住一個 distance 去做呢一個咁咯。
咁所以就唔知係邊邊 studio 啦而家，真係。
我而家都好凍添，我攞翻件褸先同你傾。
喂，但我想問，我唔知有冇一啲 spirit around me 喎，真係啊！我都想問翻阿 Richard 喎。Can you feel it? Can you feel Richard?
Richard, you there?
Yeah.
It's time for Edmund.
Yeah, for me.
Yeah. You, he's there because he has been doing like paranormal radio show for many years.
Over 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years. So he would like to know is there any spirit around him?
Yes, actually, you know what? Edmund has one or two very, very strong female presences around him. He's got a lot of male presences as well, but there's these two female presences that really stick out. One has a very, very soft face, but she has very, very psychic eyes. She probably had a lot of intuitive abilities herself. And the other one is, I feel like it's somebody from another lifetime. I really do, but she's almost dressed like a nun, but just a little bit different for some reason. But she's got that kind of holy vibration to her. And these are two spirits that are very, very strong in helping him with his intuition.
Wow. 嗱，見到有兩個女性嘅靈體，有啲可能前世或者係總之同你有啲原因咧，佢係經常出現。咁其實嗱 ，Edmund 到你自己否白嘅，係啦，你咁多年其實你會唔會有啲親人啊，或者係好朋友啊出現啊咁樣咧？
真係冇咁嗱，我唔知有冇啦，我唔敢肯定係冇啦，但我自己 feel 唔到喎，從來都。我覺得係，即係我冇得 feel 到有任何關於呢方面嘅怪異事件喎，從來都
係嘛？係喎，咁亦都冇見過。咁但係有冇啲譬如話係好，因為佢話其中一個女性嘅靈體咧，佢話佢係一個好即係好 psychic 嘅啊，即係咁會唔會譬如話近年啊有啲呢方面嘅朋友係去世啊？
照我記憶就可能未必有。嗱，我唔知道啊，係咪真係朋友我又真係唔知啦，會唔會可能會唔會係某啲叫做識過下嘅人咁樣咧，接觸過下嘅人，咁我就唔清楚啊，真係。即係如果你去到問到朋友咧，我認知應該就冇嘅。咁但係唔知即係可能萍水相逢認識過咁樣，又會唔會係咧？咁我就真係唔敢肯定。不過到而家為止我就真係冇乜 feel 過。
可以留意下咯，從今日開始。
係啦，嗱有兩個添啊，真係。係啊，
咁啊。Richard, he just said he didn't recall like any. He hasn't really encountered any of the female spirits. Yeah,
right. Well, these may not be literal ghosts or spirits. They could be like higher guides. So yeah, like there's many different levels of spirits. Like there's ghosts, there's guides, there's high masters, there's guardian angels. You know what I mean? It could be that they're coming from an even higher place. There might even be like an angelic presence or something, but they definitely have feminine form.
OK， 咁佢話好多，你知啦，好多唔同嘅唔同嘅程度，可能係對嚟講係一個守護神。係啦，
即係佢冇影響我，亦都冇俾我見到出現，可能係咁樣啊。係。
不過咧有樣嘢分享下，即係佢其實嚟過我哋節目到4次啦。咁啊，每次我哋都係好似今日咁啦，有啲現場嘅聽眾朋友啦，同埋聽電話噶啦。4次裏邊咁啱4次裏邊都有聽眾係有靈體跟住佢，而每一次咧佢都能夠清楚地講到佢嗰個樣貌係點，同埋咁啱幾個咧都係癌症去世啦。咁佢淨係講到係乜嘢癌？
係咪親人咧？要咁講？
係親人，佢淨見到有一個男仔，直情佢話有個老嘅女人係直情喺你後邊，淨嗰陣時喺直企咗你後邊。咁佢話佢係糖尿病嘅，咁跟住個男仔即刻講話係嗰個係我嫲嫲，係冇耐之前啱啱最細係我咁樣。即係呢啲我同你分享啫。即係
可能係真係面對面咧個感應會大啲。
係啊，因為當時佢哋係親身係坐喺大家 next to 佢嘅啫。
係。OK 嗱，我哋現場咧其實仲有一位嘉賓。咁呢個嘉賓就啱啱咧就完成咗我之前個鐘頭嘅節目，係一位嘅中國式嘅風水師啦嚇，玄學師傅啦。咁就係阿高師傅，阿高師傅都可能同阿 Gary 打個招呼先。
Hello Gary 你好。
咁我係啦，佢坐咗喺度好耐，咁佢話都想有啲問題。
唔係我八卦嘅啫。
係啦，即係咁喺度聽緊。好奇啦嚇。咁佢都話有個問題想問阿 Richard 嘅，咁啊高師傅你。
我同 Richard 講。
好嘅。
我講中文得唔得？我英文有限程度。
And the guest name is Miss Cole. Miss Cole. Okay. He's a feng shui master. It would be a little bit challenging for you. So.
No challenging to you. No, I'm just
share.
Yeah, you share my feeling. We are feeling.
中英大鬥法啦嗱。
係啊。
No.
就問啦。幫你翻譯又得，你直接英文問點解？
我啲英文有限公司，我驚笑死人，我講中文。
你講中文，
係啦，咁冇嘅，我見佢講得好犀利，即係你隔遠咧，就算氣功隔咁遠，都係有少少距離嗰個波段都有啲影響嘅，係咯。咁但係我覺得佢嗰個靈力都其實都好強嘅，如果聽你咁講都嚇。但係我又唔知問佢啲咩好，阿 Evan 叫我問下佢啲嘢。
你會唔會我幫你問下，會唔會佢又見唔見到個靈體？
好啊，我都好八卦，係想知呢樣嘢有冇靈體跟住我。但係我真係唔覺 Edmond 有靈體跟，即係我識 Edmond 好多年，咁佢好多時大家都好似朋友咁傾偈啊，係啊，都上嚟傾下偈。我真係即係嗱，我唔係 challenge 住佢，唔係任何啲嘢，即係因為隔得咁遠咧，一定係有少少距離嘅，啲問題可能會即係大家都要明白呢個點咯。但係我真係我唔覺得佢有事咯。
好，唔緊要，好啦，而家問下你啦。
Richard. Yeah. Okay. So from her, she made one comment. From her perspective, she doesn't see any spirit around Edmund. It's a little bit challenging. But she would like to know: is there any spirit around Miss Cole?
Spirits around Miss Cole. I do feel that she's got one or two now. They definitely feel male, and I feel that one of them she knows, one of them she doesn't. Now, the one that she knows could have been a father or an uncle or something, or male. But the one that she doesn't is, I feel almost got a very, 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 very simple appearance. This is somebody who, again, led more of a spiritual lifestyle, or possibly even healing work, like with the hands or something like that. Mm-hmm. For some reason, they've come through to help her with her work. I mean, the important thing to keep in mind is we all have spirits around us in one way or another, because we're all connected to spirit. Mm-hmm. Sometimes spirits reveal themselves in different ways. Sometimes spirits don't reveal themselves either, but everybody has spirits. Right?
You see two female spirits reveal themselves to Miss Cole, right?
Yes.
Okay. 佢見到兩個女性喎，一個係你知道，一個你認識，一個你唔認識嘅。
係啊，兩個都係高成。
啊，
兩個都係
唔係，其實好重要。頭先 Richard 講一個 point 咧，就係未必係即係中國講嘅係鬼嘅，係啊，
可唔可以翻譯翻中文？
係啦，即係每一個靈魂跟住我哋嘅咧，就有啲係我哋平時聽嘅就係鬼嘅，但係有啲咧就係
高級靈體，
或者你嘅守護神，
或者佢守護神嚟嘅。呢個其實我都知，即係話見到兩個。
係啦，一個你認嘅，一個即係可能會比較同你係 close 啲嘅。
嗱，佢係一個話我識得嘅，一個係同我好 close 嘅，定係話一個我唔識嘅？
一個你識，一個你唔識。
係啦。
應該係一個我識嘅。
真係啊！
真係
嚇，有一個我識嘅，我同佢好 close 嘅嗰個係。
你自己知㗎，真係。
我知，我梗係知啦。嗰個係我守護神嚟㗎嘛。
OK。
嗰個唔係 ghost 嚟嘅，我同佢開玩笑啫。嗰個係我守護神嚟嘅。
你見過佢添啊？
呢個係我哋私底下問。
OK。好啦，嗱，時間唔係好多啦咁我不如阿 Brian， 你仲有啲咩問題？你既然係今日嘉賓嘅說話，你仲有啲咩想同 Richard 傾
？Okay, just one more quick question, Richard. My current girlfriend, when we first started living together, she went to a Buddhist temple near our home and asked the fortune teller some questions. And he gave her an answer that said that I'm not going to be her husband. We're just going to be very good friends in the future.
Right.
Did you have any feelings on that? Any impressions?
I agree. I think it ties in perfectly with what I said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I guess sometimes like things run their course. They don't even have to be bad or they don't have to be good.
Mm-hmm.
But everything's a cycle. And I definitely feel that you and her are running a cycle.
Okay.
So by this time next year, I can see you with somebody different. But I mean, that's assuming that we choose to recognize the cycle and go with it.
Right.
And lots of people do feel things, dying off, but they still hang on.
Any advice on making the transition not quite so painful for both of us?
Well, my advice would be if you're going to cut the rope, cut it with a razor blade and not a butter knife.
Okay.
I mean, slow pain is always more painful than quick pain. It's like carrying a bandage.
Richard, do you see Brian get married in the near future?
Brian will be married in 2012.
Wow, 2012年你要結婚喎。
好啦，
好，咁我講得
係。
Then after that, wishing that I never told him he'd be married.
我有個問題想問咧，頭先佢話見到你嗰兩個女咧，會唔會因為我坐喺你隔離，佢混淆咗我嗰兩個係你嗰兩個？
嗱，
嘢都記得嘢。
阿 Gary，你明啊？嗬？
我明我快啊。
Okay.
Richard, Miss Go would like to ask you something.
Okay.
Because you said that there are two female spirits around Miss Cole, right? Would you is it you confused that those are with Edmund?
It may be that if she was on the phone with Edmund, it may be that they're connected to her and not to him.
So maybe you're talking about the same one, right?
Yeah. Sometimes I get my people because again, just like with you in the studio, it's hard for me to tell who they're connected to.
Okay, 明白。
係。
明白啦。係啊。可能因為你哋
我坐喺你隔。
係啊，呢個好問題啊！真係原來真係。
係啊，因為我都唔覺你有嘢搞你。
都大家。
係Gary 哥哥係點嘅咩？有咩指教？
冇指教啊！你哋有啲咩問咧？我一係睇個時間
係啊。
我都基本上問完㗎啦，我知嘅。
Okay, hi Richard, it's almost time. Can you hear? Okay. 咁我哋今晚都好多謝 Richard 啦，同埋 Gary 啦喺嗰邊啦嚇，咁一齊即係同我哋做一個 crossover 咁樣啦。咁我都希望，如果真係今晚反應好嘅説話，我哋希望咧將來嘅聽眾真係可以直接參與到呢樣嘢咁樣嘅。好啦，咁阿 Brian 有啲咩感受？最後經過今次嘅 crossover，
this is very nice for me. Yeah, thank you so much for your time, Richard.
我好有趣覺得。
係。好啦 ，Gary。
我講少少係補説話啦。嗱咁因為今次第一次啦，咁對佢嚟講佢都適應啦。咁但係其實咧，如果我哋有下次機會嘅話，我可以作少少呼籲咧。嘉賓又好，聽眾如果打嚟嗰啲都好咧，你哋嘅問題咧越尖鋭精準嘅話咧，佢答得你會越清楚。因為如果你越精準嘅時候，佢用嘅時間去睇影像化嗰件事咧，係會越簡單嘅。咁容許我講啦。咁如果有啲聽眾有啲問題咧，即係想我都想問下，我或者留一個香港電話俾你，好唔好啊？好啊。咁佢可以打嚟，即係咁我到時同佢 arrange 下咁樣啦，好唔好？又或者會唔會有啲朋友可以即係通過你，又或者點可以揾到阿 Richard 咁樣？係啦。咁我留低個電話啦。嗱，香港電話嚟嘅361282603612826，或者Edmund 麻煩你將呢個電話如果佢哋有聽眾查詢嘅話，你可以話俾佢哋聽啦。到時你揾我 Gary 得㗎啦。係咪361282606？冇錯 錯啦。
OK， 好啊，咁啊大家就係
啦，咁 Alan 幾好玩喎，或者我哋睇下下個禮拜再嚟多嘢啊！如果你哋嗰邊嘅時間許可嘅話，
係啦，嗱，咁我呢個咪我再同你商量啦，好嘛？或者我哋即係用一個咩形式咁就出現啦，好嘛？
好啊。
Okay, Richard, thanks for your time tonight.
Oh, it was absolutely my pleasure.
Okay.
It's almost time to say goodbye. So thank you very much, Richard, and thank you, Evan, thank you, Brian, and 你好，多謝晒你啊，風水大師啊，
多謝。
好啦，亦都唔該晒 Brian 啦。好啦，咁啊 Gary， 我哋再聯絡咯，好嘛？
OK， 再聯絡啊。
OK， 唔該晒。好，拜拜。好啦，咁啊嗱，呢個長途電話即係第一次咁樣做，不過希望下一次如果我哋有機會再做嘅話，希望阿 Richard 都可以喺埋嗰邊 studio 咯，變咗大家聽起上嚟會係清晰少少咁樣，會好啲咁樣啦。咁啊，起碼始終都有個長途電話咁樣啦。好啦，咁啊唔該晒高師傅留低啦，亦都唔該晒 Brian。下次有機會即係有咁樣嘅一個咁嘅 gathering 咧，又邀請佢上嚟，又傾下偈好嘛？
希望有時間。
係啊，我知你好忙啊，啲約你嘅時候都知你今晚唔使開工啫嘛。係啊，咁下次譬如又再分享下你嘅靈異事件，因為好多網友都對你嘅事件啊好有興趣啊。高師傅啊，見你喺度先留低嘅啫。好啦，咁啊呢個禮拜嘅節目咧就到呢度為止啦。下個禮拜同樣時間9點半鐘人氣在線，10點半嘅恐怖在線再見。好，拜拜。